Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the motion. In that, it's coming as a way of increased commitment of this House in crying against inefficiency of operations in certain sectors of this country, especially the aviation. Mr. Speaker, it's important that we note and recall that just last week, we took up a motion here where we tried to look at the reasons behind the downgrading of several airports in this country, which we saw as a national embarrassment. Mr. Speaker, I will not be surprised that the issues raised by the mover of this motion may have formed part of why the decisions were taken in downgrading some of these airports. The issue here is that we are trying to raise the consciousness of the regulators of this sector. Mr. Speaker, it has become glaring that the NCAA only rises to their responsibility when there is an outcry from the parliament or a public outcry. Because I know that this issue, at a time the NCAA have tried to call the local aviation operators to the issue of respecting the rights of passengers and Nigerians. But over a time, I think that force reduced. And why we will have to ask and continue to ask is to put these people on the toe. I think the silent invitation in this motion is to call on that regulatory body who we expect to be there to ensure that the regulations set out in the Act and those they roll out are being abided to. Mr. Speaker, within the week, she has only recalled her own experience. Just 2 days, yesterday and 2 days ago, we experienced similar things both at the Owerri airport and even from the Lagos airport. A flight had to take off 20 minutes into the air. And I thank God for saving the lives of every Nigerian that was in that flight, including my state chairman of my great party. And you can understand. Now, for the fact that we are being treated by the local operators with levity, no recourse is given to the rights of citizens, at least to know that their flights are being cancelled, and a lot of people have engagements, business and others that amounts, and they suffer a lot of losses. And until we start to get these people to be responsible for their inaction and pay heavy costs, like we are seeing in the telecommunication industry. And that is why I'm saying we are putting the charge and calling on NCAA, which is the statutory body charged with this responsibility of putting these local operators on their toes. So I will urge my colleagues to support the motion carried by the first prayer. I think that is the central to all the Committee on Aviation, because they have a responsibility already. They are already investigating the cause of the downgrading of most of our airports. So as additional responsibility to them to wrap it up and come out with a report to give us an insight, now that we are about to go into the budgeting time, to know what we will do in correcting some of these anomalies in the sector. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I think the motion has been so exhaustive.